Okay, stream should be on the way. I'm just gonna wait to get the chat up and then we are starting.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get entirely ready. Okay, let's get going. Hello everyone, welcome to round 2 of SRL Asia Pacific. We are here for round 2 in Bahrain, and the drivers are already underway for qualifying. I'm Julian, joining again for the second time this season is Lemon. Say hello.
Hello, guys.
And if you watched the last, well, I wanted to say episode, but it's a live stream. So if you watched the last live stream, you know that we commentated on round 1 as well. So far, the plan is for me to do next week as well. I don't know about Lemon, but yeah, for this week and next week there should be a stream because of school
Next week
holidays.
as well.
Yes.
I could make. I mean, I don't know if I can make it next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even to the end because I've got, like, next week I have lessons and probably won't be able to do that, or they will like remove some lessons at the end because some weird things are happening with Polish schools. And then next week I'm busy basically whole day.
Okay.
I may be there, but I may be not. So yeah, that will be.
Okay, then we'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
But let's get going into the proper session. So let's see who's on a hot lap. I think, yeah, there we go. The first hot lap is already set by Rain Campbell. Last week he collided with his teammate. I think it was Rain that lost the back end, and then he collected his teammate Mutant. So
Yes.
these guys are looking to not have another collision and get a good result in. Of course, last week they recovered brilliantly to take P3 and P4 still, and I believe they are leading the constructor standings as well. So that's really good for these guys. And welcome Pencil, the league coordinator, in the chat. I don't think he's here today. He's away. So yeah, if you are watching the entire stream, then I hope you will enjoy it. Yeah, the first couple of runs are already getting in. Chris, 7, almost 8 tenths behind in P3 now, as Capelez improves, or sets his first lap time as well, 2 tenths behind Rain.
Yeah, but it's on mediums. Chris 2J is on mediums, so
Yes,
and the rest is on super soft, so that's not about time.
very well spotted. And
Of course, I don't think these guys are doing the optimal pace. As Nimble sets his pole, like provisional pole time with soft 1:27.6, which is, I think, not good enough to secure the best spot with soft tires, but yeah, we'll see.
And of course, these drivers have got an entire week now to practice compared to round 1, where the car selections and everything have been finished 2 days before the season started. So a full week for these guys now to practice. And I'm personally gonna hope that it's gonna pay off for these guys and get some good lap times in quali. But speaking of the optimal strategy and performance, we'll start with quali performance. Ideally, for the super softs, you want to be at least in the 25 highs, like 25.8.9, even 26.0 is probably decent enough for these guys. Then on the softs, you ideally would want to be in the 26.7 range, around that for these guys at least. And then on the mediums, which a few people are currently attempting, but that's probably not going to be their final choice. But for the mediums, you probably want to be in the
mid 27s,
yes,
mid high 27s.
Exactly where Nimble is around now on the softs. So he's going to look to improve on his time for sure. But the optimal strategy for this track is actually pretty difficult. I've been practicing a 2-stop, but I can't decide if it's quicker than a 1-stop. most people have been doing a one stop, which is starting on the softs and then pitting around lap 10 to 13 to the mediums and go to the end. But a two stop is highly possible as well. Again, I don't know how quick it is or how terrible it is, but if you're gonna do a two stop, you're gonna look to have selected the middle type choice for the session and just do 2 runs on supers and pit at the end of lap 6 or lap 7 to go to the first set of softs and then pit between lap 16 and lap 18 again for another set of softs and go to the end. Of course, the softs are the optimal race tire for this track, so we're gonna see how many people are gonna do that 2 stop or how many people are gonna do that 1 stop. And yeah, that's gonna be interesting, as almost everyone that is in the session has set a time now. Alpha Blue has retired, I don't know why. BRL Torpedo is on the track, I believe, and he is, so he's gonna do his first lap. I have retired as well. I accidentally didn't select the spectator slot, so I'm gonna have to retire from the race.
So he meets the thing which he was reminding me about 10 times before we started. that happens.
the irony, just telling someone to do that and then forgetting it yourself. Also, one quick thing, the 2 Ferraris, we've been trying to fix this for a while. Bristol thought it was a good idea to troll and use Jojo Keys' name, so it's going to be really confusing for us to tell which one is who. So if we get it wrong, please don't be too mean to us. It's really difficult. But I think the lower number car, number 6, is Bristol, and Jojo Keith is another number. So that's one way we could at least attempt to get them right.
We can both call them Joe Rocky for Russell, like.
Yeah, that's something we could do as well, but it's not
gonna be... they tried to troll us, so let's troll them.
We could do that, yeah, but it's gonna be really confusing for the official highlights as well, so that's one thing we have to keep in mind. Yeah, hello everyone in the chat. We hope you are enjoying the stream so far. We got 6 viewers, so that's really nice. Thanks everyone. Nimble is saying, I'm such a dumbhead, and I think Alpha Blue in the chat, I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce his YouTube name, he is saying he has a quali ban, so that explains a lot why he is retired.
Jordan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
For some time.
But everyone is coming back into the pits now. It's gonna be interesting because if you just push, you can do easily 3 runs, but considering most people are probably gonna attempt to start on the softs, they're gonna do 2 runs. One is on the mediums, which Rain Campbell has been doing so far. He's doing a few laps on the mediums, and then he's gonna go low fuel on the softs and do probably 2 laps to get the tires properly up to temperature. It is gonna, of course, affect the tire wear quite a bit. I think the average tire wear for the softs is 4% per lap on quali mode, so it's gonna be even higher in the race, so he's gonna have to keep an eye on that.
Yes.
But everyone is gonna have to do that, really. Also, another quick thing. If you live in Europe, you've probably noticed the temperatures are getting a little bit higher now after the quite long winter temperatures. I have my window open, so if you hear any traffic sounds, then I apologize about that. But if I close my window, I'm gonna just burn alive in this room. So already, by the way, it's not even summer yet, so imagine what I'm going through in the summer. Pencil is saying you can rename Ristel to Ristel on your own Steam, I think. That's what I've tried to do, but it didn't work. You have to restart the game, rejoin the lobby or whatever you have to do. I tried it 2 or 3 times, but it didn't work, so yeah, this is what we have to roll with now.
Oh, I think I managed to add him on Steam, so I can change his name to Ristel, and then we'll have the proper name at least. I will have a proper name. If he's Ristel and not Jojo, if I didn't add the wrong guy. Wait.
You can look on that previous Steam name.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's Ristel, so yeah, got him right now.
Okay.
He's currently wait, it's not showing me it in game.
Capitalist with a 27.3, by the way. It's a decent time, I guess. Not the greatest. As I said.
I have to rejoin the session to load his name, I think.
Okay. But yeah, as I said before, the optimal time for the supers is gonna be a low 26 at least. So these guys are really far off it right now. But,
shit, I don't have invite.
I can try to invite you, invite friends.
Oh yes, oh yes, you are.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's one advantage.
Yeah.
The dynamic duo
Because of
are
what?
back. Hello, JSR. Yes, sorry.
I was scared that I will be just sitting here like till somebody will be that grateful to overtake me. Okay, but yeah, Capilat 6 setting his lap on super soft tires, not particularly great one because yeah, it's quite maybe it's a low 27 on super soft, so he should be aiming over second under that to like make his optimum and yeah, pretty much secure P1 at least be in front of soft guys. But yeah, it is not the worst lap time I've seen, but it's not the best. So he surely would need to improve a little bit in order to stay where he is right now. And yeah. Meanwhile, we've got Dominator on his fast lap on soft tires, and he's pushing. So yeah, let's see what he's doing. He's improving by 3/10 in after first sector. Breaks really nicely into turn number 8. Decent exit. I think a little bit of oversteer right now. Tricky turns 9 and 10. Oh, pretty slowly, but without missing apex by a mile. So yeah, that wasn't that bad as well. Coming to turn 11 after second DRS straight on this track. Missing this apex quite a bit. Still managing to have decent exit. Not going very close to the curb, just safely. Missing another apex of turn 13, which is quite a long right-hander. And now the two last corners of the track, turns number 14 and 15. Braking on the curb, spotting apex nicely, going, I think, perfectly wide on the exit, opening the RS, and it's 127.1. So yeah, Capilacha is not going to start on pole. Don't know how about Dominator. But yeah, 127.1 is not a bad lap time on softs. It's not particularly great one, but yeah, it's decent in terms of APAC guys.
So let's see if anyone is gonna actually get into the 1 minute 26s. I personally think Rain is gonna have a good shot at it. Nimble is gonna have a good shot at it as well. If they're gonna do another lap on the softs or even the supers, then it's gonna be a lot easier. Yeah.
The real SD is finishing his flying lap, I think, right now, and he is putting a 128.4, so he's P8 at the moment before the final runs of other drivers. I think he'll do a retard lap right now and then just accumulate his ERS and push for one more attempt, because 3 hot laps on soft tires I think is a bit too much. And yeah, let's see what he'll be able to do. Meanwhile, I think Apollo Pepsi is on a fast lap as well, now starting his final sector. He's improving by 7/10, almost 8/10 at the moment. Dominator going out of the way nicely. And yeah, he's coming to turns number 14, 15, this double right-hander, which is pretty much one corner. Decent on the exit, and now he's using his full power running out of ERS, and he puts 127.5. So yeah, again, not a bad lap time. It's P4 at the moment, but I'm sure a lot of guys are going to improve. So maybe let's jump to Rain Campbell, who is just starting his flying crap right now, and he's putting to overtake ERS mode, opening the ERS, and he's streaming down towards turn 1 at the moment. 330 kilometers per hour and braking between 150 and 100 meter board, spotting this apex pretty nicely. Good on the exit, a bit of back end lost there, but yeah, overall it was decent. going hot lap all the time.
Combined
Staying
YouTuber.
hot lap. Oh yeah,
Also
meanwhile
fast.
combat YouTuber puts decent lap on super soft 26.7.
But you can continue with Rain if you want.
Yeah, so he's coming through the S section, nicely done. Coming to turn number 8, a bit of lock up into that corner. He missed this apex quite a bit as well, and he backed out of it.
Yep, so he's gonna attempt one more, I think, if he has enough fuel, which I think he has because his fuel light is not on yet, so that's probably
Yes.
a sign that he did take in mind that if he messes up this lap, he's able to do another. Yeah, Combined YouTube is the first driver to get into the 1 minute 26s now, so that's a good time for him. I believe that would be his first pole position as well if he gets it in this session in SRL, so yeah, hopefully he can stay there. And then he's got something to celebrate this evening for him. Of course, it is already evening in Australia and the region around there. It's around 1 p.m. for us in Europe. But yeah, let's see who can get close to that time. Rain's setting another lap right now. Jojo Keefe is, I think, on another lap. Or that's Bristol, I don't know. One of the two is gonna be it.
Jojo Keefe is P8, Rissel is P10.
Yes, okay. Let's look at the helmet. Okay. Jojo Keefe has an all black helmet and...
No, Jojo Keefe has got black and orange, and Rissel has got full black, I think.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's not fully black, but it's like more... It's darker than Jojo Keefe's one.
Yeah. Okay, 2 people have already finished and the Degree is starting a lap? Or is he desynced? I don't know, because he didn't get a flag, but he did cross the line after the time, so I don't know. Oh, now
Yeah,
got
he
it.
did 27.0, so
Yes.
he's currently on P2. But let's jump on board with Rain, who is at the good shot for pretty good time on these softs. He's improving quite a bit. And let's check how is his situation looking. Yeah, he's improving by 7/10, so he might have a shot on pole for sure for P2, but maybe he'll... Yeah, defeat Combined YouTuber on his super soft tires, coming through penultimate and ultimate corner. Yeah, he managed it very nicely. A bit wide on the exit, but that's how you do it to be fast. And it's a
25.
26.5, so that's...
Yes,
Yeah, that's a pole time, I think.
it
As
is.
he was the last one across the line.
That's a very good time for Rain. So that is, I think, his first pole, if he didn't get it in Australia. I don't think he did. I think it was Pencil that got it there, but
I think it was Rain. I'm not sure about that. Maybe Pencil. Yeah, I don't remember. One of those two.
But yeah, here you have your qualifying results. Rain on pole with a 1 minute 26.5 on the softs. Combined YouTuber on the super softs in P2, 2/10 behind Rain. Then we got Degree. The top 2 is in the 1 minute 26s, by the way, and then Degree is the first man out of there. Almost 5/10 behind. Then we got Dominator, Jojo Keefe, Capelace on the supers as well. So these 3 are on the softs. And then we have the following people on the softs again.
Rissel is P5.
Jojo Keefe in P7, Chris, and then Mutant, and the rest.
Yeah, the Apollo Pepsi is in the worst situation because he's starting on super softs from P10, so that's the worst thing he can have before the race. And
Yep.
torpedo at the session, unfortunately. Okay, I'm also on a grid, so that's
Yep.
not good, Julian.
we gotta retire as soon as possible. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
look up the standings real quick to just get you updated. The driver standings are the same as the race results of round 1, so I'm not gonna spoil them. But the constructor standings, I can do those. By the way, you can watch the official race highlights on the YouTube channel as well if you don't want to watch the entire race. This race will have an official highlights video as well, so if you don't want to watch the stream again, then you can watch that. But the constructor standings, Force India in the lead with 33 points, 6 points ahead of Mercedes with Pencil and Chris. So yeah, Force India is looking quite good after the first race, and again looking quite decent here in Bahrain with Rain being on pole. Renault is in P3 with 18 points, and then we got Haas in P4 with 12 points, then 10 points for Ferrari, Jojo Keefe and Ristol. Then we got the Sauber team with 1 point, and then we have Red Bull and Toro Rosso, the only teams left in the standings at the moment, with both 0 points, and the last two constructors are empty, so not included in the standing sheet. And that must be Williams and McLaren. Yeah, it must be Williams and McLaren. So.
Yes, in real life, I think.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with my wheel, but I'm gonna stay in the pause menu then. But yeah, those are the standings.
Yeah, I smashed you into the wall and I got disqualified just a moment ago. So yeah, at the moment the first one is Force India, then it's Renault. As two other guys got disqualified, it's Chris, 2JG and Rishel, so guys from P5 and P6. They will have quite a cold tires, but yeah, that's pretty good for oh no. Okay, I don't know how did they manage to do that because Chris 2JG was P8 and Rishel was P5, so something weird must have happened, probably in the hairpin. So our leading two is miles in front of other guys, Degree having a bit of lag, so it will be fun as in Australia to commentate his race. And then, yeah, I think it will be a really interesting race in terms of racing in the midfield. It's a few different strategies. The guy starting from P10 and Julian.
Yeah.
How we should retire?
I
Do
don't
not
know.
go to safety car.
I'm just gonna
Oh no.
try to go there as quick as possible. But the starting tires for everyone outside the top 10 is all softs. So Nimble is on softs. The real SD is on softs. P13, I don't know the name because it's not showing, but he's probably on softs as well. And then Alpha Blue and P14 on the softs too, and then me on softs, but I'm not actually racing today, so yeah. But,
yeah, how we should retire because I think we might be causing a safety car.
Okay, but let's go for this race. We got 5 red lights, and you do the rest.
And they are moving, so yeah, that was a good start. I cannot say everything, but yeah, this is a massive pile up here. Let me retire fastly from the session, and maybe I will see something.
Yes.
For you guys leading the way, then it's Renault, I think.
Oh.
And my car is still driving. But yeah, Rain Campbell is comfortably in the lead. Jojo Keith P3, P4, so yeah, that was a really good start from him. Meanwhile, his teammate Rissel in P13. A lot of things going on. Apollo Pepsi going for the dive. I think it might have caused damage, and his teammate ran into back of him. So yeah, that's unfortunate for one Ferrari guy and both Haas drivers. As yeah, we've got Ryan in the lead with pretty comfortable gap, or is like I cannot see. Let's don't focus on the Degree right now. Maybe his internet will be better. As for Europe, because I'm sure he is fine for Aussie guys, because yeah, they would have kicked him out of the league if he would be lagging like this. But yeah, let's jump to the place where something is going on, like Dominator and Chris 2G going side by side through turn 12, as Chris 2G managed to get in front, as he gets a little bit of oversteer. That was just a lag, or he's weaving on the straight, yeah.
He's defending the inside, so it's gonna try to stay ahead. As the drivers now complete the first lap of the race, Rain Campbell leading the way from Degree combined YouTube by Capelle's.
It will be free right, it will be free right. Dominator, Mutant and Chris 2G going free right into turn 1 on the lap 2. Oh, how is it going to end? There's still free right, and Force India backs out of it, so Dominator is P6, Chris 2G P7, and Mutant stays in P8.
Well, these guys are for sure being really aggressive now, as Chris is trying to get past Dominator again into the chicane. Well, it's not really a chicane actually, just a really fast corner, but Dominator stays in front. Chris doing the switchback line here.
Oh, he goes on a curb.
Yep.
Dominator went on the high curb, and he needed to slow down a little bit in order to keep his car on track, as there like...
Oh, the real SD just made contact with the Toro Rosso. That must have been Alpha Blue. And he's going round in turn 10, so yeah, it was really optimistic to even attempt an overtake there, but it is good to see that these guys are trying, but it's not so good to see that it's not paying off. But Nimble and Apollo Pepsi, the two teammates, going side by side. in turn 12, and they're making it work so far. Apollo Pepsi around the outside, and he got in front or stayed in front, one of the two.
Yes. I think it will be another crazy free white situation at the end of this trade, but yeah, that's only. Nibble goes white after the last corner, and he will be put it under supreme pressure from Mutant as he got slipstream of Apollo Pepsi as well, and he goes around the outside, and yeah, Apollo Pepsi blocks him off, and Nibble goes in front.
Nope, Nimble is still behind.
Okay, so that must have been a bit of luck from me.
They're still going side by side here, and now they are not anymore. Apollo Pepsi in
Yes.
front. Mutant gonna have a look on the inside for this corner as well, and he backs out. And Combined YouTube and Degree are swapping places, so let's have a look at these two guys. Degree is again lagging.
Degree is lagging like in the race number 1.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate to see because it's quite killing the action a little bit for us.
A little bit.
Yep, because it's every time we get excited and then we are like, oh, it's not like that actually, but
Yeah.
yeah. Mutant is gonna try to get past Nimble. What's that? Oh, a lot of lag going
Screen
on.
freeze, I think. Maybe screen freeze.
Yeah, that could be as well, but a lot of lag going on at the moment. I don't know if that's us because we are from Europe, but
Yeah, that's probably us because these guys are from Australia and we are from Europe, so that's the most probable, probable thing at the moment.
Rain again with the fastest lap.
Capilace overtakes Combined YouTuber because he had a bit of luck as well, I think, and he makes a move stick, not quite because he went a bit wide, and now Combined YouTuber has way better exit, but something like luck happens, and I think Capilace is going to stay in front. These are both super soft runners, so
Yep.
so yeah, they are fighting for effective track position on their strategy. So they really need to like watch their position, because if they will be overtaken by too many soft runners, they will be pretty much out of the contention for good points in this race.
By the way, just something that you just missed, probably not, well, you couldn't really do anything about it, but Chris got his first time penalty of the race, so that's not good for him. I think Mutant got in front of Nimble, and he has, as Alpha Blue and is that Bristol? That is Bristol. Are battling as well.
Bristol.
As Chris gets in front of Degree, and no, he's again lagging. Nice game, or nice internet, I don't know. But yeah, it's again really tough to look where the action is at. There's 3 super soft runners at the moment, and these guys are really gonna struggle from now on to keep their tires cool, as Capilace is already losing the back end on the final corner, as Rain is trying to extend his lead of the race. Again with a 1 minute 30.9, as Capilace is going on the inside of Combined YouTuber here, and he is gonna make it, so he's in front now. And then we got Jojo Keefe behind.
No, he was in front, hold up, I think. Combined YouTuber tried to overtake him right now, but it didn't work out. And it all helps to Jojo Keefe, who is closing up on them. And he's on soft tires, so he should be faster than these two guys. As something happened to Rissel, as he fell back up and behind the real SD, and yeah, he's even more behind Alpha Blue. That's unfortunate for him, not a good race, considering that he was starting from high P5, on which now he's got his teammate on. As Combined YouTuber and Capilace 6 are still fighting for P3 on these super soft tires. Yeah, it's, as I said, it's really helping out Jojo Keefe because he can save up some resources on his car and stay with these guys and fight for effective P3 in this race.
And it will all depend on how soon the tires are going to basically just be like, yep, I'm done, you can do the rest now, you can bring the car in, or you just lose the back end.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be something to keep an eye on, as Combined YouTube is again getting really close. Is he gonna pit? He's not, so he's gonna do an overtake attempt probably on the straight. He goes into hot lap ERS mode, and he only has 20% left, so he's gonna have to save some of that. But yes, Jojo Keef on the inside, and he is not gonna make that. My YouTube almost lost the back end at turn 1, but Jojo Keef right at the back of the Red Bull of Capelez now, up to turn 4. Is he gonna make the move on the inside? Late braking on, and he has the optimal line from now on, and not anymore. Now Capelez gets the better traction. So let's see if he can pull it off. Nope, he can't. So he's gonna have to stay behind for a little bit longer. And Dominator gets a penalty as well. I think Alpha Blue got one a lap ago too. So yeah, quite early on penalties for this track. Quite surprising actually, because the only corner that's really easy to cut is turn 2 and turn 3 on the exit. So
yeah, you can also get warnings on turn 13 if you go a little bit too wide. So yeah, that are the only 3 places to get any penalties in my opinion.
Yep, and Jojo Keef on the outside. Can he get a good exit? No, he can't, so he's gonna again have to wait. As this pack is really bunching up nicely. Because Capelez is bunching these guys up all just within 4 tenths of each other basically. So
we lost a ball of Pepsi.
Yes, Pepsi's out.
He spun out of turn number 12, I think.
Yep.
This is this long right-hander, uphill right-hander in the second sector. So that's unfortunate for him, and that's his race over. So Russell is the last one on P12 at the moment. So 2 more guys and he's in points.
Yep, and here we go again. Turn 1. Jojo Keef got past Capelez. Capelez again trying to come back now. And he doesn't pull it off. So Jojo Keef for now is in front. As combined YouTube is desync, I think. No, he isn't. And he crashed out. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know as well. I think he just...
Yeah?
I think he just used the option to move back to the track, which is, I think, which isn't allowed in league racing whatsoever, so he'll be put it to stewards if someone has got a problem with that.
Yep.
But yeah, now he's in P9 and he surely needs to pit as he has no front wing at the moment. He goes wide in the S's. Yeah?
Alpha Blue, yeah. I just wanted to say it could have also been a lag spike for combined YouTube, and then that he got caught up by Capelez, that he just clipped his rear end, or Jojo Keef, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
I think it might have been that.
Yeah, that's probably the most likely thing, because it's not really likely that he is so slow off a corner and then gets hit on the rear, so that's probably what happened.
That was surely the lag spike, because he just stopped on track, and then he just, when he resumed racing, he went with a hit. He got a hit and he went into the wall, so Riffle finds his way up to P11, so only one more guy to overtake, to score some points, and it will be pretty soon because he's catching up quite nicely to Alpha Blue and the USD as Capilaches 6 goes into the pit, so his tires were done and he's coming for soft tires, so he will be doing 2-stop strategy in this race. So he's the only super soft starter who is still in a fight for some good points, because combined YouTuber is just only entering the pit and he will have to change his front wing as well as Apollo Pepsi, who DNF'd just few minutes ago.
Yep, and combined YouTube are also going to the softs, I believe. So both of these guys doing the 2-stop, and then we are gonna see how good it actually is for these guys at least. Of course, with these drivers in APAC, the pace difference can just be different for every track, and can be quite significant as well compared to other drivers on other tracks. So some drivers may be slower compared to other drivers than at another track. So that's going to be interesting to see how much or how little that's going to be.
Yes.
And Degree is actually staying on the back of Rain Campbell really nicely, probably just getting into that slipstream of Rain still. The gap is probably just as big that the slipstream might get away from him now. The gap is around 1 to 2 seconds, I would imagine. The gap is not showing up for me, so that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is staying with him quite nicely, so opportunities are gonna open.
Yeah, he was faster than Rain on last 2 laps, so I think he's catching up, or that's just a lag. But his last laps were a bit faster because 2 last laps of Rain.
Chris locked up and Dominator's passed.
Yeah, so now Dominator's P4 in the race of soft runners, and Jojo Keefe is about 4 seconds ahead of him, so he managed to get away pretty nicely. And yeah, it's pretty much the closest battle we can keep an eye on. Not anymore, because the gap just went over a second. So next one is is Mutant, who is just about a second behind Chris 2G at the moment. As he might have a DRS, I don't think he will have DRS.
He's got wind
no one
damage as
has.
well.
Who?
Mutant has
Chris?
wind damage.
Oh, really?
Yep, on the left.
Oh yes, he has wing damage, but I don't know if Chris has some, but yeah, I think Chris 2G has some damage on the right side of his front wing, so that's unfortunate as well, as Mutant got himself a 3-second time penalty. It means he was pushing a bit too much with that damage, especially when you've got damage on the left side of your front wing and you are going very fast through that right-hander. You can really go wide and get yourself some warnings, as he's in the ears of Chris 2G, and Chris 2G goes to the pits. It was, I think, his lap 9, and I think it's too early for mediums. I don't know if he can make it safely. For sure he can, because he'll be in a puncture zone, but don't know if his tires are not going to blow up at the end or just stop working.
Well, you don't know until you try, so that's probably what he's been thinking. Nimble's in the pitch as well, also going to the mediums. Yes. Softs on the screen, but mediums on the tire graphic. So the tire graphic is probably 99% of the time is the right one. So yeah, he goes on to the mediums too. And for me, the gap between Jojo Keefe and Degree is stuck at 0.040, but that's definitely not the case, because you can see Degree driving on the end of this back straight. So
yeah, it's more likely 0.05 point something, like 5 seconds or something, you know.
Yeah. But not many battles going on, mainly because of the pit stop phases are coming up, and these drivers are gonna at least try to save their tires to go a little bit longer. Fresher tires on this track are a huge advantage, especially at the end. So yeah, you're probably gonna have to try to go as long as possible without losing much performance on these
Our
tires.
leaders went to the pits right now.
Yep.
So let's see who will get ahead of after the pit stops.
Rain going to the mediums, and Degree is going to... Oh, he's going backwards for some reason.
Degree is going backwards on my screen. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, it's bugging a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And what did he go to? It is another set of... What? Okay, that's weird. It may be...
Okay.
It's gonna probably update in a few seconds, so let's see what he's gone on to. Probably mediums as well, that's the most likely.
Yes.
So yeah, I assume he's gone to the mediums. So yeah, these guys doing the one stop, as well as Dominator, who pitted just now as well.
Yeah, but I think he lost a lot of time in the pits, because his gap is huge to Rain Campbell right now. It's over 6 seconds at the moment, 7 seconds, because Rain is P3 and there are 3 drivers separating them, and yeah, Rain is in comfortable lead at the moment, so that's good for him, for sure. Yeah, the only question right now is he going to have penalties, and if he has got good tire management, because pitting on a 10, your tires still can blow up at the end, because yeah, if you are pushing too much, you are losing your back end. It can really be costful for your tires and overall your performance in the race. As Nominator got himself a 3-second time penalty, so that's not good for him. But he's ahead of Chris 2G as well, so this guy's pitted. Dominator has made an overcut on Chris 2G. He's got 1 lap fresher tires. And yeah, this battle is going to be interesting, as he lets Chris 2G through just to have DRS, I think.
Yep, and some people are pitting again as well, so I say most, but everyone that started on the softs is gonna go to the mediums now and go to the end, so that's quite a clear one stop, as Nimble sets the fastest lap on the mediums, 130.5. pretty decent pace for him in the race actually, so that's good for him. The real SD, his first penalty I believe of the race. He is staying with Rain. Of course, the real SD still has to pit, so he's probably gonna do that this or next lap. As combined YouTube gets a penalty as well. He is at the back of course after that incident with Jojo Keith I believe, so
Yes.
he's gonna try to recover from that. It is really difficult because the race pace of
Come on, Dominator is off. He's got no front wing. Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
Yep. He did a Vettel there, so yeah, he's gonna have to come back to the pits, and if there's not
He's taking some interesting lines through that corners.
Yep, trying to lose as little time as possible, but it's going the opposite way, and he is losing more time than he would if he would have taken the corner normally. But yeah, the race of Dominator is basically over unless there's a safety car like in Australia. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Risto goes to the supers, so he's probably gonna do a fastest lap attempt. I don't know why he would do that because it's still really early in the race, but he probably has his own reason for that, as the real SD pits now. And that promotes these guys back up one position, where they have been basically all race, just because they pitted earlier than the others, they weren't anymore for a second. But let's see if Alpha Blue can make a move on Capelés. He is around 1 second back. He is on the softs as well as Capelés, but he is on 7 laps older tires, so...
Yeah, I don't know how he's still driving on these tires. I mean, he has to go have like magnificent tire because lap 12 is pretty difficult. It's very difficult to do with soft tires, and lap 13 is like madness, and I think it's a bit too long because now he'll be just losing time in his overall race time. So
yeah, Dominator retired in the meantime, as you were saying that about his tires of Alpha Blue.
yeah, but Russell is now P11, so even this strategy, one more guy, he will have some incidents, and he can be, as Russell goes to the wall, and he's not going to score any points in this race.
Virtual safety car as well. And Mutant just braked on the straight and almost took out the real SD, who wasn't expecting him to slow down. So thankfully that didn't happen, and these guys don't have any damage. So yeah, thankfully for that. But yeah, now we have a virtual safety car. We are probably gonna see Capelés. No, he's gonna stay out, but Alpha Blue is for sure pitting, using the opportunity to lose as little time as possible. Of course, the drivers are going around half speed on the circuit, so losing less time in a pit stop. It is not actually a free pit stop, as most people are saying in real life, but it is a lot quicker. Well, the pit delta is the same, but compared to coming back out on the track is quicker or slower, I don't know. I just got confused on my own words, but he goes on to the mediums and he's going to the end.
And he's last.
As well as that, yeah. So if everyone finishes from now on, they are for sure gonna get at least a point, so that's probably the aim of these guys. Apart from the 2 people on the softs at the moment, everyone is on the mediums, so yeah, again...
Only 2 more stops to go, if everything goes right for these guys. So yeah, we won't be seeing much of a difference right now, I think, in the standings, because everyone has some kind of gap to each other. Only these 2 soft drivers can make some fun action, to be honest, because yeah, they will have to pit again and they will be on way faster tires at the end of the race. You see, Capilace is in the good position to have some good points, as he can have a shot for P6, P5 even, if he manages to have a really good pace now until the end of the race. But now Rain Campbell and Degree and Capilace are on the podium position. Of course, Jojo Keith is in effective P4 at the moment, because we know Capilace has got to pit again. But the gaps are pretty big at the moment. Degree to Rain Campbell is 7.6 seconds, Capilace is 4 seconds to Degree and 5 seconds to Jojo Keith, and the closest gap on the track is currently the gap between Mutant and the real SD, but it's growing up quite a bit last moments, as combined YouTuber is closing on real SD, which is now the closest gap on the circuit. So yeah, it will be interesting who will manage their tires in the best way and who will have the most life in these tires till the end of the race.
And that's of course what matters because, as we mentioned a few times already, faster tires are a lot faster, which is obviously the meaning of faster tires. So yeah, you could see people actually making up like 10 seconds on the leaders if they go to softs at the end of the race again. So yeah, the guys on the two stop with this virtual safety car are in a really good position to take advantage of that two stop. So the mediums are really gonna die off probably in around 8 laps. So then you have 5 laps where the fresher tires are in the optimal window for performance. So we are gonna see what happens with that, as combined YouTube is now within a second of the real SD. So let's see if he can make a move on the home straight, the start-finish straight with the DRS of course. And he is closing quite a lot in this corner, in these few corners. So let's see what he can do. Is he within a second on the DRS detection? And it looks that
Yes, he is.
Yep, he is. So let's see. Good exit is important here, as my laptop died, so I can't read the chats anymore, unfortunately. But here he goes. DRS goes open or not? Nope, probably a DRS failure then, because he is in a second. So let's see what he can do on the second straight. Of course, the slipstream with overtake ERS is quite good enough.
It's good enough for overtaking.
Yep, it's good enough for the straight even without DRS. So he doesn't really need it, that DRS, but it is quite a nice feature to have, of course, to make it even easier. But he's gonna have to wait probably until his DRS comes back, because I don't see him making a move on the a lot shorter back straight, or the second DRS straight, however you want to hear it. Yep.
But if the DLSD messes up something in these two corners, he might have a chance. But I think it wasn't the best, but it was good enough for... Oh yeah, as he opens up his DRS, so I think that was just a mistake last time, or the failure went out. And he is not close enough this time. Oh. But he manages to stay inside this DRS range. Sorry, quite a bit of lag on my screen, so I can't really, especially in the combined YouTuber and degree, they are like the hardest people to commentate on for me.
You just gotta I guess where they are driving, which is actually a lot easier than probably most people think it is. But yeah, combined YouTuber in a slipstream, and now the DRS goes open. So let's see if he goes to make a move, and for sure he's gonna have an attempt at it on the outside of turn 1, and he's not gonna do it. He's gonna try a switchback line for turn 4, the next corner. That's actually an overtaking opportunity. Let's see what he can do, and I don't think he's actually close enough, and he is indeed not. So he's gonna again have to wait another lap, probably. Ooh.
Yeah, we need to say about ERS situation, because combined YouTuber has got 20%, so it's about 10 to 30% during the lap. And Alpha Blue, the Real Z has got over 75% at the moment, so that's really good. So he's got a lot of ERS to play with, so even if he gets overtaken, he can refight this position, because he does have a lot more ERS to play with.
I think there's actually a bug with combined YouTuber's ERS, because he's not actually using the amount of ERS loss of hot lap mode, but he is not changing the ERS mode on my PFE as well, so that's quite a strange thing to see.
Oh yeah, because we retired on the track, so we are not seeing ERS mode, because I see everyone going in hot lap.
Yep. Risto retired. Oh wait, he already retired. He just left the session now, sorry. But yeah, again, another goal for combined YouTuber on the home straight. Let's see what he can do this time. DRS open, a little bit of a lag spike I think, and here he goes on the outside again of turn 1. It is actually the optimal line for an overtake. Oh, he goes for it!
Ooh.
Yes, and that's a pretty decent move from him there. He just faked the outside and then just did like a Daniel Ricciardo move in Italy 2014, and just went down the inside and just surprised the Real SD, and he couldn't do anything about it anymore from that moment. So combined YouTuber up into P8 now, and he is gonna have to pit of course, which I think he's gonna do this lap, considering he's on 10 lap old tires already. So yeah, the move is, well, I wouldn't say useless, but it isn't really important for his race. But yeah, it is a good move to at least lose a little bit less time, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But the gaps are very spread out at the moment. At least 3 seconds difference between almost everyone, except the real SD and combined YouTuber now, of course. As again, Rain with the fastest lap, pulling a 9-second lead already on the Gree in P2.
Well, it can be 8-second gap, or it can be just a luck, and the Gree is about 3 seconds behind him. Like, we don't know certainly, but I think the gap is quite big as the Gree goes into gravel.
Yep,
And that's surely not a luck.
No, that's definitely not lag, indeed. So he's gonna lose the position to his teammate for now, but he's gonna have to pit, of course, and indeed combined YouTuber is pitting this lap. So the most likely thing is gonna be that he's going to another set of softs and not to the mediums or supers, because the mediums are just gonna be too slow and the supers are not gonna make it. So the softs is the ideal choice, and he indeed goes for it. So yeah, he's going to the end from now on, as Capelace is 14 seconds behind the leader. That's probably gonna be 32 seconds, if I'm correct. 18-second pit lane delta, around that. So let's see where he's gonna rejoin from the leader's gap. 20 seconds at least, 34 is gonna be P7 behind Mutant. A few seconds behind Mutant he's gonna rejoin if he pits this lap.
So he has got a good shot for P5, I think. Let's check penalties. Capilace has got no warnings at the moment, so that's really good. Chris Turigi has got 1 penalty. Nimble has got 2 penalties. Mutant has got 1 penalty as well, so he's in a best situation. As he goes to the pits, he will probably go for softs, as Julian said a lap ago about the strategies. No, he goes for supers.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, these tires can make the 9 laps, but the tires are gonna have the optimal performance for probably 4 or 5 laps, and then they are gonna go off quite a lot. So it is possible, but I wouldn't say it's the quickest, as combined YouTuber gets a penalty as well. But yeah, Capelace rejoins in P7, as I just said before. He has a 6.4 second gap to close down to the car in front now. So P5 is possible for him. He has to gain 8 seconds in 9 laps, which should be quite easy for him to do. Ooh, and
as he gets overtaken by DRZ at this in a time from DRZ. A bit of contact, but Capilace is in front.
Yep.
Yeah.
He for sure has most of the grip possible on this in this race at the moment. He's on the softest compound, and I think if the tires are not new, they are for sure a set of his quali runs, I believe. But no, I think he qualified on the soft, so these tires are for sure fresh ones. So he's on new supers.
No, he qualifies on super soft tires. He was one of the 3 runners on super softs. It was him and Apollo Pepsi and combined YouTuber. As he goes wide for some reason, I think he just lost backhand, and it means the USD is still in a fight for P7 with him, so he mustn't let the USD be in front of him, because it would really compromise his strategy, as yeah, they will have pretty much the same pace towards the very end of this race. He on more supers, as there is yellow flag in sector 2. What was that? I don't really know what was that.
No, it's definitely not Alpha Blue. Sector 2, that could have been combined YouTuber or one of the leaders, because they are in sector 2.
No one of them. Like.
No, then it's probably.
Oh no! It was Rain. It was Rain. He lost 5 seconds in a second, literally. It was about the SS, but the like interval time needed some time to update it.
Then it was probably that he got up on the high curb again. I think like in the start of the race as well. So he is well, not really gonna have any pain of it, because he still has a 12-second lead, but it is not optimal, of course. But as long as he stays in the lead, then I think he won't really mind that mistake. As Capelace is slowly closing the gap now down to Mutant. I don't think it's going to be enough if he keeps driving at this rate, because he's not gaining as much as he needs to do. So, well, he is now actually.
Yeah,
He is gaining. Whoa, he's actually gaining a lot at this section of corners.
yeah, he's gaining in places where you need that grip, because on the traction the difference is not that big. It is quite big, but it's not as big as these like prolonged corners like turn 4, turn 15, 11. These corners are the most crucial for this test, as he goes to 129.6, so it's a decent time, not the very best time on super soft, but it's still good enough for fighting for good positions, as he doesn't have any penalty, so he needs to be 3 seconds behind Mutant, I think. Yeah, 3 seconds. Yes, 3 seconds behind Mutant and 6 seconds behind Nimble if it stays like it is. And one more warning for Nimble means 3 position for like 3 position at the moment for Capillace.
Yep, and Combined YouTube actually stole the fastest lap of Capelase now, so that's quite interesting, because Capelase is actually on tires, so it should still be reasonably good to drive fast on, and Combined YouTube is on a set that's actually a harder compound, so yeah, it's really good from him that he beat that fastest lap time. I think it was a 1 minute 29.5, so a tenth quicker than Capelase. And Nimble gets his penalty, so that's gonna be...
Yeah, so now Capillace is effectively P6.
Yep. And
he needs 1.3 seconds to close up on Mutant, I believe. Yeah, 1.3 seconds to close up on Mutant to be in P5 of this race. Maybe he can even close up to Chris Turigi if he makes some mistakes, but I don't think, because Chris Turigi has got only 1 penalty and 2 additional warnings, so yeah, warnings and penalties can really make it more interesting.
Yep, that is true. As Command YouTube is slowly gaining on Alpha Blue as well. I was just on board with the Toro Rosso, and he was struggling quite a lot in turn 10 and turn 12, I believe, as well. Or the exit, or the run up to turn 12, should I say, the fast right-hander. Yeah, I don't know if Capelase is gonna be able to catch up to Mutant. The gap is now 3.8 seconds. He has 5 laps left in this race, but his tires are probably gonna lose their optimal performance in probably now and 1 more lap. With luck too, if he can actually keep these tires really nicely in the window. But that's really difficult with these super softs, as Nimble almost loses his rear at turn 11.
Yeah, there are these very worn mediums. They will be very hard to last. I think they might blow up, because pitting lap 9 is really not the best idea on mediums. They will be well over 80%, as you know, pitting lap 11 makes your mediums at the end about 75% when you manage them quite nicely. So pitting lap 9 is definitely very risky.
Yep.
And Nimble and Chris Turigi did that, so that will be interesting, as Jojo Keefe is struggling as well.
Yeah, speaking of Jojo Keefe and Chris to JZ, these guys are actually in a battle right now, Jojo Keefe and Chris. It is quite obvious that Chris at the moment has more performance, or more pace, should I say. Well, performance is something about the car and not the driver, but Chris is faster than Jojo Keefe at the moment, so it's probably gonna be quite close between them if Chris can get in front on either this straight or the start-finish straight, as Mutant is within a second of Nimble now as well. And Capelase is losing time to Mutant now, so that's for sure gonna be his attempt at stealing that position over.
Yeah, but Jojo Keefe doesn't have any penalty, so he's got that 3-second safe zone, even if Chris Turigi manages to pull away a little bit. Just 3 seconds behind him is enough to be in front of him at the end, but both of them has got 2 warnings on the new penalty. Like, Chris got only 3 warnings and he's got 2 additional ones, and Jojo Keefe has got just 2 warnings, as he misses the apex of last corner. So it might be a good occasion for Chris Turigi to attack him, but yeah, Jojo Keefe has got quite a bit of ERS left, a bit more than Chris Turigi, so I think he will manage to stay in front, at least for now.
And Mutant goes around the outside of Nimble here for turn 1. Well, he's gonna look to do it at least on the outside here. And Nimble doesn't lock up, so he gives him room, and Mutant is up into P5. Just wanted to say as well that Alpha Blue lost the position to combined YouTube around half a lap ago. So he is now in P9 and Alpha Blue in P10. As Chris is still quite close to the back of Jojo Keefe, and Nimble is probably gonna try to re-overtake Mutant on the back straight. So let's see if he can do that. Up to turn 9 now here. Well, turn 8, sorry. And then turn 9 and 10 here. Let's see what line he's gonna take. He's gonna go fast in and then probably gonna just do better traction here. He did try it, I think, but didn't really work for him.
Yes,
Didn't execute that plan well, so he's not gonna make a move here at least.
Yeah, but yeah, these old tires, because yeah, 2 laps is about 8 to 10%, depends how well you manage your tires. In the end, it's more because you slide, you get more tire wear, and I think his tires are just going into 70s, maybe 75s. I'm not sure about that. They are well over 60s for sure, about 70% in my opinion at the moment.
That sounds
so
about
they're
right.
really worn out. Yeah.
Well, here they go again, Nimble and Mutant. Nimble is gonna go to the inside as Mutant doesn't defend at all.
Oh, that was a bit of lockup from Nimble, but he manages to make a move stick. And when they are farting, Capillacha on his pretty much dead super softs manages to come in front. But look, 2 battles for 3rd and for 5th right now. Oh, this is so interesting. Nimble on the inside of...
Nimble! Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he managed to keep the car straight, I mean, not in the wall. But yeah, these 2 battles are really letting Capillacha catch up, at least to guys from P6 and P5. And he is now P5 in the race, effectively,
Well,
so
Chris,
that's really good.
Chris, is he gonna do it? Chris is not gonna do it yet. He was really close on the back of Jojo Keefe right here. So let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna...
Oh, Jojo Keefe got himself 3-second time penalty, and now they are equal on penalties, so yeah, this is real fight for P3 in this race. As Mutant and Nimble go, yeah, I think they swept positions, but Nimble is P6, Mutant P5. Well, this is really quite a lot going on in the end of the race, not like in the first half.
Mutant probably just re-overtook Nimble at the back straight, which we unfortunately missed, but...
as he is weaving on the straight, that's quite not fair for Nimble, because he can just use the slipstream as effectively as he could have done before if Mutant was going straight. But yeah, these guys are third and fourth separated by less than a second, then 5th and 6th, so that's really close battling. As Nimble struggling again on these mediums. I don't know what he's got a puncture. He's got a puncture.
Yes, puncture. Yep. So that's...
Yeah, so that was way too much for his tires. So now let's keep an eye on Chris JZ, because his tires were the same age as Nimble's, so that will be really interesting if he manages to go to the end without a puncture.
Oh, look at Nimble, he's just really struggling, and he's just lost a rear again. I don't know where the leaders are actually. The leaders are on the start-finish straight, so he's not gonna have to worry about these guys. But let's go back to Chris, as Nimble loses the place to the real SD now as well. But Chris is, I think, saving up a little bit of ERS to just go full attack on this lap and the final lap of the race. So he's just gonna open the DRS now, and he's probably in overtake ERS now. No, he's not. Probably in medium.
Yeah, he's saving it.
Yep, he's definitely saving it, as you can see here. So these guys just entered the penultimate lap of the race, as are the leaders, of course, well in front of these 2 people. Yeah.
About 20 seconds right now. The leader 20 seconds in front of Jojo Keefe. But I'm keeping an eye on Chris 2JZ, because yeah, his tires are about 80%, over 80% comfortably, in my opinion, because yeah, it's impossible to be less when these tires have got 18 laps, and
Yeah.
about 75-80% for sure on his tires. So, ooh, this will be really, really tough to get them to the end. I
Yeah.
think he shouldn't be fighting right now because every piece of oversteer, every bit of oversteer can provide your tires to blow up. As I realized in AOR F3 season 16 in Japan.
Yeah, but at this moment, as Lemma said with a high tire wear, at this moment it's just about luck and not keeping your tires in the window actually. Every moment of oversteer, as Lemma said, is gonna get more wear on the tires, so if you can just minimize that, then that's great, but then you still need to have the luck on your side that it doesn't explode. So there's two steps. One is keeping the tires smooth, and then the other one is luck. But
Yeah.
Chris is probably gonna have one more go on the back straight, the second DRS zone, and that's probably gonna be his final opportunity because I don't see him being able to make any overtakes happen anymore after the second DRS straight or before, because he is too far back to make a move at the moment. So he's gonna have to stay close for turn 10, then get a good exit, open a DRS as soon as he can, go into overtake ERS mode, and then rich mix fuel mixture as well, and then just
As he's really close right now. He's really, really close to Jojo Keefe. Jojo Keefe went wide, so it can be really good moment for him
that's
on
really
this last
not
lap.
smart from Georgia Keefe to defend there, because that's just gonna give a good exit to Chris for free. So here he goes,
Yeah.
DRS open, overtake ERS for sure, and he's not close enough.
Oh,
So he's
that's
not,
really, really close.
Yeah, he's not gonna make that position. So
Yeah, let's go to Rain right now because he's coming through the final corner. No anthem this time because no. Yeah, as he wins the Grand Prix. But let's go back to Chris Turizzi and Jojo Keefe. They're on the last corners, and yeah, Chris Turizzi is thinking about it, but he's just putting a pressure on Jojo Keefe. As Capillace got himself, okay, Capillace just lost some good points because he got himself a penalty. It would have been really nice for him, as there you go, as it stays, Jojo Keefe and Chris Turizzi. Mutant finishing P5, Capillace P6, and then the real SD, who is last of our medium runners to come across the line.
but,
Yeah, he comes across the line, and there are only two guys left, combined user Bahrain and Alpha Blue. Alpha Blue on 3-lap volt, super soft, so something must have happened to him, as he got himself another penalty after going wide. He's the last one to cross the line, and yeah, that was not the best performance from him. I think he can do better in the next races, but yeah, 2 points, it's the thing that matters. So yeah, that's not the worst thing for him, as he crosses the line, and we are done with Bahrain Grand Prix in SRL Season 8 APAC PC.
Yep. So that's the end of this race. We're gonna go to the results after this podium cutscene. So there you have the top three. Rain Degree actually. That's a really good result for him, and then Jojo Keefe as well. So congrats to these guys.
Oh,
And
he's got Bram Sieper's face. You see? Bram
yes.
Sieper's there. On this.
But yeah, that's probably gonna extend the lead of Force India in the constructors. So looking even stronger now. But here you have the end result of the race. Rain winning the race with no penalties as well. Degree in P2 in the Red Bull, 9 seconds penalties, 23 seconds behind the leader and the winner as well. Jojo Keefe P3, as I said, 1 3-second penalty as well. Chris in P4, Mutant P5, Capillace and the Real SD, the two Indian guys in P6 and P7. And then we got Combined YouTuber in P8, Alpha Blue in P9. A really disappointing result for him, and he's gonna probably look to bounce back next week in Spain. Then we got Nimble again, also really unlucky with that puncture on the penultimate lap, I believe that was. So yeah, a huge shame for him. And then we got the DNFs of Bristol, Dominator, Apollo Pepsi, then us two as
and me in front of Julian. So
yep.
Yeah, that's how it should be in AR next week. Of course, P1 and 2, but yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it for this race. From my end, I would really like to thank everyone for watching, and I think I'm speaking for Lemon as well. So we hope you enjoyed the stream, and we hope to see you next week for the Spanish Grand Prix. round 3 of 11 at...
Wait, was that Joe Jockey or it was Rizzle?
No, that was
Yeah, it was Joe.
Russell,
It
yeah.
was Joe Jockey. Yeah, it
But,
was Joe Jockey.
yeah, see you guys until next week for the Spanish Grand Prix on
See you.
the 23rd of April, I believe that is. I'm not sure, but yeah, see you everyone.